Hello everyone. Welcome to my channel. Oh, that sounds so weird. Okay. My name is Mercy Lovejoy. I am a Cookie Run Kingdom fanfic writer and a university student. I am recording this video as a thank you to all of my supporters and readers on AO3 and Tumblr who have been with me since June on this fanfic. So what is this fanfic? The Burns Melted into Gold is a 12-chapter fanfic with a goal of writing 10,000 words or more per chapter, nothing less than 10,000 words, maximum 50,000 words, so in that range. And this started way back on June 28th of this year, and it has officially ended this month. I want to say thank you to my readers on AO3. First and foremost, you guys are terrifying because you guys have left me over 140 kudos on this thing, and I'm terrified. I did not expect this fic to get as much attraction as it did, so thank you to all of you people who have been just the most wonderful about leaving kudos or even just glancing at this fic. My next give a thanks is to the people on Tumblr, my Tumblr page. You guys equally terrify me as you do on AO3 because, holy cannoli, every day I wake up and there's a new notification on someone either reblogging or commenting or favoriting something about the Burns Melted into Gold. And let me not forget the people who keep asking me questions and basically have a freak out whenever I post a snippet of the next chapter. Thank you for all of that. I'm terrified every time I open up my Tumblr or my AO3 because I'm scared of the comments and how many people like this fic because I did not expect this to go overboard. I would like to personally thank my two best friends, RC Tones and The Were Raven. You two are phenomenal. You guys have given me more inspiration than I ever thought I needed, and moreover, you two basically bashed my door down and told me to write this fic, or so God help me, I will be scourged on the earth. You two have given me that inspiration to keep on working. So I want to say thank you to that. And I would like to give a preference right now. I am currently in a study room at my uni's library, so if you do hear background noise, I apologize. It is just people moving around and people opening doors and slamming doors. I've already had to stop 3 recordings because of that, so I'm sorry if it's really horrible. I would like to give some general warnings about this fic. This fic does dive into some heavy topics concerning familial abuse. It does dive into forced surgery, forced altercations, angst. But on the positive side, it has found family. It's a little bit comedic if you understand my comedy. It does have some moments where you can get a giggle or just flat out throw your phone across the room. I apologize to that one person who threw their phone against the wall and yelled at me for it. I'm sorry. This fic, oh boy, has really changed a lot of what I've been writing, and I want to say thank you to everyone who has just smacked me in the face with all your kind words and comments, and just I really don't know how else to thank everyone on AO3, Tumblr, and on DMs for just being so nice and just being overall the best of the best. In this video, I will be diving into some little ideas of what I thought about the character designs. Most of the character designs can be viewed on my Tumblr, which I will leave a link below. And I really, really want you guys to enjoy this video because this one's been a long time coming, and it's The day of the recording, it's been officially a whole month since you guys gotten any update from this, and so I apologize. It's been it's been a solid month, so forgive me. Okay, I'm wasting time here. In this video, the speed paints themselves are going to be on IBS Paint, which has a 16 or an infinite symbol, so it's kind of really fast-paced, so I'm going to be fast-paced. In this things, I will sometimes maybe try to pause the recording or not. I don't know if that can work or not. I'm gonna find out. Running out of time, sorry. I'm just so nervous. I'm just gonna be basically leaving little fun facts about what I think in the character designs and what I thought would work really well in the character designs. And yeah, let's go ahead and get started with the protagonist of the series. Alright, Gingerbrave, aka the Pharaoh. Holy crap, he was a very easy design to figure out. His right wing is completely normal. His left wing is completely mechanical. He has a chest that is completely hollowed out. No heart, no lungs, no stomach, no intestines, nada, nothing in his torso area. He does have a golden rib cage falling over, and then later in the end of the little speed paint, you will be able to see the architect. My main idea for Gingerbrave is to have him be similar to King Tut, as in he has a golden mask and the Egyptian head crown thing. I forgot what the name is. But I thought it'd be really cool if Gingerbrave sort of had this sort of mask over his face as to represent himself as a sort of isolated being and not something that belonged to Golden Lacquered Cookie. In this fic, Gingerbrave does gain a virtue called the virtue of bravery. He gets the positive side, which is courage, and the negative side, which is cravenness. Next up is Wheat Grain Cookie. I wanted her to be pretty. I like her having a fan. You guys read that last chapter? She has a fan. She likes to bop people with it. I wanted to kind of make her more traditional in the Chinese culture, especially wearing a not slim, a more silkier fabric that kind of just slides over and basically, God, that sounds okay. It's basically a hanfu that's a little bit more. Actually, it's a little less out there. It's a little more simplistic with the designs and everything. She was super hard to color because in her beast form, she is as pale as literal flour. In here, I had to grab different types of tones of wheat grains, literal grains of wheat, and figure out how I was going to add that into her design. And of course, because in the game she does have that weird globe of a sun behind her head, I thought it'd be cool if I added my own interpretation of what the little disc would be behind her head. And then, of course, you can't forget the Soul Jam, which I will be explaining the Soul Jam further down the line after I explained every cookie. Now, let's go on to Blueberry. Blueberry Milk Cookie is Shadow Milk Cookie. His design was actually redone by an older version of my drawing earlier this year. I had done a little collaboration of an idea with Shadow Milk and crossing that over with Elden Ring, specifically Renala of the Moon. I've already drawn his photo, so I would consider that photo to be a little bit more realistic to this smaller one. But there are some design twists and different elements. I'll still link the previous one to here because I do like that design more than the simplified version of one. I wanted to get this simplified design going because I feel like my art has improved a smidge bit with coloring and shading than compared to that one. So this one is just a temporary one I just drew real fast. I will link the original, and I do consider the original drawing of this guy to be better than anything else. But yeah, his design's pretty simple and easy to understand. Next up is C Highlight Cookie. I'm so sorry for rushing. All the notes I have to say is that he took the damn longest. This is why my video and the fic came so late. I do not know how to draw him. I can't draw armor. So I simply went with the idea of him being a relaxed guy who has no voice. He signs and speaks telepathically. And yeah, there's nothing else much to see Highlight Cookie. I just literally made him a guy, and he's super chill and relaxed. I physically did not know what else to do about him, and I can't draw armor, so forgive me. And if he's your favorite beast, I'm sorry. I just didn't know what to do with him. Literally, he was just something I couldn't do. Now, I give everyone permission to take a bat and swing at her. It is Golden Lockhart herself. She is a part of a current ongoing series, which is what my fic, The Burns Melted into Gold, is a part of, which is called the In Sickness and Never in Health. Golden Lockhart is basically Golden Cheese Cookie, but lost her sense of self in the moments of greed and basically went on a bloodthirsty rage. I wanted to tap into the teal colors, I think was a big miss in Golden Cheese's debut. Love the blues and reds, but I think teal would really complement that gold on her more. And so I put her in a gold sash and dress. A tip about the red on her hair, it's supposed to symbolize her being the embodiment of a phoenix. And of course, if you went through the Burning Spice update, you know her wings got ripped off and how I was slightly disappointed that there wasn't more Phoenix aspects to her. Cloud Hete Cookie, this design was basic, I like to say. I mean, Cloud Hete Cookie already has so many elements that I just kind of copy and pasted into here. I just wanted to expand on them being an adult. So, nothing much here. All I can really say is that little Cloud Hete Cookie here, when they get older with age, they become the head of the, I call them the quote-unquote Hete Pup Guild, where basically Cloud Hete Cookie takes care of a bunch of little Hete pups, and one of those pups, who becomes a centaur, Centaur Hete Pup Cookie, gets adopted by the Grand and the Cookie who probably really wanted a daughter to take care of, the Pharaoh Cookie. So, I think I added her in here. If not, whoops, I'll still leave a reference to her down below. Now for my favorite cookie design of all, Sugarcane Cookie. I love the color pink. If you don't know, pink, 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 it's my favorite color. So designing her was a lot of fun. In the references, she does have a bit of a difference going on with the eyes and her crown, which has her iconic upside down heart soul jam and the holly berries right side up heart. The reason why they're green is because there was too much pink that I was starting to see green if I stared at her design too long, so I had to add something in there that wasn't just pink on pink on pink on pink on pink. So she basically got a green highlights and hints. I do believe I added some green jade bracelets on her. There's someone sneezing, bless you. Because I thought the green would complement the pinks more often, and I actually am pretty happy of me adding the the greens rather than keeping it the pink. Now, who's your daddy? Burning Spice Cookie, aka Paprika Cookie, is formerly known as Burning Spice Cookie. Burning Spice Cookie becomes less violent and less, I'm gonna destroy everything you know and love, because the world was already basically screwed over by the time he and the others got free from the Silver Tree. So, that's fun. And a bit of a spoiler, Gingerbread kills Golden Lockhart Cookie, and when Burning Spice Cookie and the others get a hold of their soul jam, they get to inherit the memories and the feelings of the previous heroes. So they get to hear the thoughts and feelings of Hollyberry, White Lily Cookie, Dark Cacao, including Golden Lockhart Cookie, which isn't very fun, I would say. And for Burning Spice specifically, it was a nightmare. Now, I'm going to run through what's going on with the soul jams and what's the big deal behind them. So I have this headcanon that the virtues are literal embodiments. They have consciousnesses. They can speak to their hosts when they are whole. So, for example, in the series, in the specific beginning, actually, I should mention that The Burns Melted into Gold is a sequel to another fic called I'm Not Afraid of the Fire, but of the Burns. This not the sequel, but the first fic showed Burning Spice Cookie destroying Golden Lacquered Soul Jam because she is no more, and so forth. The other beasts destroy their Soul Jam as well. And this meant that the Soul Jams were all broken, except for the Beasts versions. So when the Beasts got their Soul Jams, they basically got their missing halves back. So the virtues were suddenly reunited all once again. And that meant that the former heroes could now hear the virtues talking and also hear the counterparts. And in the fic, The Burns Melt into Gold, I do mention and also show and write and tell that the beasts do have a phantom feeling or feel a sensation of the heroes bothering them. One specific example in the first chapter is Pure Vanilla Cookie wanting to slap Shadow Milk Cookie because Pure Vanilla has passed away, including the other four, but Golden Lacquered Cookie is surprisingly missing for some reason, and the reason that is because I didn't want any more trauma for the boy or for Burning Spice, so I just completely kicked her out of the fic entirely, for good reason. So that just basically left Dark Cacao Cookie, White Lily Cookie, Holly Berry Cookie, and Pure Vanilla Cookie to basically just embody the group, and they followed Ginger Brave to make sure he was okay. And if you do notice, and throughout this little snippet, is that the soul jams of the ancient heroes are cracked. That is because in the first fic of this duo series, the beasts actually destroy the soul jam. And I don't really tell or explain it in the fic itself, but the reason why they are cracked in this photo array is because they are actually pieced back together when the former beasts become former beasts, so they become the redeemed beasts. And I thought it'd be cute if there was different ways the beasts kept the soul jam. So for example, the beasts, for example right here, see Halite Cookie, aka Silent Salt Cookie, he keeps the soul jam as bracelets. Let me try to think. Eternal Sugar Cookie, aka Sugar Cane Cookie. Oh no, I'm sorry, Eternal Sugar Cookie, aka Sugar Cane Cookie, I'm sorry, has both heart stones on her crown, blah 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 blah. And sometimes these cracked stones still supply a bit of a powerful effect. For example, for the harp, it is by sugarcane. The harp is used to play, and with the soul jams, she can lure anyone to sleep from a 50-mile radius. I didn't write that down on the actual speed paint itself, but it is something I have in my journal here. And so that's kind of all that it really is for this, for the soul jam. Even though they're cracked and there are no heroes to take the soul jam, the virtues have been reunited completely, and that's kind of it. The redeemed beasts use the cracked and the uncracked soul jam virtues to empower themselves to continuously stay immortal and to help out the Pharaoh Cookie live his life and take care of the world. Because as you know, in the end of the chapter, it leaves off with a cliffhanger of the Pharaoh, aka Ginger Brave, saying hello to Dark Choco Cookie. I'm sorry, keep getting those two confused all the time, even today after 3 years of working in the fandom. Um, Ginger Brave talks the dark choco cookie, and of course, in the end of the fic, it's the Pharaoh cookie about to walk into a room to communicate a delicacy. No, not delicacy, to delegate a meeting with the remaining leaders of the world after a certain period of time. And it's it was a little tricky to figure out the soul jam because when I was rereading this while writing the final chapter, I noticed how I kept mentioning the soul jam, and I thought it'd be weird if the soul jam still didn't exist. So I decided to incorporate it into the designs, and I thought that was the best option, especially since these guys needed something to continue to hear the virtues, and I loved writing the virtues, by the way. Can I mention that when I was writing Burning Spice's virtue as a giant snake, I kept thinking about that Harry Potter snake and what it would say if it could speak and have a goofy voice. I don't know why that just made me laugh, but I'm just imagining the snake, the Burning Spice's virtue as a snake, just talking in a really funny voice to taunt him, to taunt Burning Spice Cookie, and it's just a thing in my brain I can't get out anymore. It's just a funny thing I have in my brain, and it's nipping at me. I'm sorry, I don't know why. This is the end. I'm sorry it was sound rushed. This is the first time for me, and of course I am at the end of my line with my work for school, so I'm a little bit rushed on this video. I apologize, but I hope you all really did enjoy this. It's not hitting me yet that this is the end, and it's scaring me that it's not hitting me as much as it could be. So I just hope you guys are, I'm just so happy you guys love this fic so much. It's honestly a true honor that you guys love this so much, and I hope if you guys stick around for more, I could make more things similar to the Burns Melt into Gold, and if you guys stick around for that, I will be forever honored. Thank you, really, all of you, for just being so awesome. I can't thank you enough. Well, this is the end. Goodbye, everyone.